Hello my lovely angels, this is your girl Sim, back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi! I'm back with a brand new haul and these are all your summer picks. So you're going to get a little, you know how we got sick of vanilla perfumes, gourmands and everything. I'm pretty sure that everybody's going to start getting very sick very easily of summer perfumes as well. But this is just the starting, just the beginning, so we don't have to worry about as of now. Today I have two brands only because they're sets. So I like to do everything in sets and my brain just works that way, so I'm going to stick to that. And I'm going to start with the first two, which are from the brand Fragrance World. They sent me two perfumes. One's called Eau De Soleil and the other one is Eau De Neige. This is like solar water and I think this means snow water. I've got them both out of the box so that I don't have to be interrupted. My thoughts don't have to be interrupted. This is the Eau De Soleil and this is the Eau De Neige. I'm going to show you the bottles like better. So the first one is Eau De Soleil. The bottle is so beautiful. I love the bottle of this one better than the other one because the actual design looks very nice in this specific color. This is a fruity floral perfume. I don't know the price for it because this is just like a brand new launch and I don't even think it's listed everywhere. I don't know. If I know the price by the time I edit this video, I'll put it up for you. This is a gorgeous perfume. It is so beautiful. The moment I smell this, I was like, yes, I like it because it's very different. It doesn't like stick to your citruses or coconut or citrus with florals or citrus with vanilla. Okay, this definitely has a gourmand touch to it. Okay, let me explain it to you. Top notes, pear and banana. Middle notes of jasmine, sambac and orchid, and the base notes of vanilla and sandalwood. So Maui in a bottle. I don't have that one though from Kiali, but I'm assuming that it smells something like this because the notes are very similar. And so I'm not going to compare it to that particular perfume, but I'll tell you how I perceive this fragrance. So when I saw the note banana, I was like, brace yourself, singing, you're not going to like it. Because banana is a note that can be a hit or miss. But because this banana is more like a fresh banana rather than a banana pudding or banana custard or something like that, this just feels a little fresher. And especially because pear is one of my favorite fruity notes. Combined with that and the banana, bliss. It opens like a tiki cocktail. Like think of like pear, banana, coconut milk, some vanilla extract, and you have like a nice tiki drink on an island. That's how it smells like in the opening. In the middle you have jasmine, sambac and orchid, which is like very lush, very creamy. Again, like it's giving like this velvety feeling to the drink, let's just call it that. Also I feel like there's some amount of rum in this. It does give it a little weight. That's why I'm saying this smells like a tiki drink. Thanks to the floral, the fruits are not smelling too childish or too like realistic. The florals are adding a very definitive, elegant nuance to the perfume. The dry down is very warm and comforting with the vanilla and sandalwood. So again, very creamy, very lush. Like it's like smooth. Like what I would say about this perfume is it's very, very smooth. The super fresh opening, it like settles down. The notes are still there, but they are like very, very calm and combined with those creamy notes of jasmine and orchid, and then you have your vanilla and sandalwood. Just gets a little more creamy and rich, let's just call it that. I don't know, I can smell a little bit of coconut in here also, so there's definitely some amount of coconut milk especially. You see those postcards. I've never seen one of those, but I've seen it in movies and stuff. But imagine you are in Maui and then you're sending this postcard to someone and you have all these lush green trees and everything, but you have the beach and sun and sand and everything all together, and you're wearing a flower on the side and you're sending this postcard to someone, and then your postcard would probably smell like this. It's very exotic, but at the same time it's very breezy. Like it also slightly feels solar, although there's no solar note in this, but it's like exotic sunshine. I hope I'm giving you guys the right vibe. So the banana is not like a very ripe banana. It's like a banana that's kept aside and you can smell it a bit. The pear is like very, very strong, and of course like the florals, they take over in the middle, and along with your supportive vanilla and sandalwood, extending some warmth and comfort to the perfume. I'll definitely be packing this for my next tropical vacation, which I don't think is going to happen because Ali is like absolutely fed up of going to exotic places like islands and stuff, not exotic places. exotic islands. He's like sick of the heat and everything. He's like, in Dubai we already have so much of heat. So I mean, why do you want to go to places where you'll get more heat? You know, it's just, for me, it's like a difference, a stark difference between the desert and then you go to a place which is like super green and lush. Like Bali was my favorite, except for the heat and the insects. Anywho, getting back to the review, spring summer for sure, daytime, feminine. A dude can pull this off on a summer vacation, but otherwise it's a very feminine leading perfume. No Middle Eastern vibe. Projection 1 to 2 feet. It's not very highly projecting, and also the longevity I would say is around 6 to 7 hours. It doesn't last very long, but it's a brand new bottle, so of course it's going to mature and then it's going to get a little bit like deeper. Vanilla, you know how vanilla is, like it just gets a little deeper and darker and stronger the more the perfume macerates. So I'm expecting that from this perfume as well. My rating for this is a 9 out of 10. I nearly poked myself with it. 9 out of 10 because I don't have any other perfume that smells like this in my collection. Probably the first banana perfume that I actually love. I love it. It's not like I like it, it's I love it. That's why it deserves a 9 out of 10. It's definitely a very beautiful fragrance. And the celebrity, the name of the person is Aulii Cavallo, because I thought Moana, because the only cartoon character, not celebrity, the cartoon character came in mind. I was like, Moana, and I was like, who played Moana? And I searched for it, and this was the voiceover for it. The color perception, of course, is the banana color. Temperature neutral, presence is mild. This is one of those perfumes that will not claw you, but you do need to like spray a little extra to have that perfume last on you forever, or spray a little bit and carry a decant with you to retouch the perfume. Next we have its sister or brother, the Eau De Neige. Neige is snow, and I was hoping and praying that this is not going to be an LV dupe, and thank God it was not, because I'm kind of done with those LV dupes. But when I smell this, I'm like, ooh, this is so old school. You know those icy old school perfumes you used to get? My dad used to smell this, my uncles used to smell like this. But it's timeless. Again, like I always say, like there are some vintage perfumes that are timeless. The DNA can never like get old. It's like whenever you smell it, you'll appreciate it. But it definitely has an old school vibe. But it's nice. Let me tell you the notes. The notes is opening of citrus and artemisia. Artemisia is probably one of my favorite herbs to smell, a herb or whatever it is, you know. The artemisia oil, mugwort. The heart is mint, rosewood and marine amber. And then you have patchouli, musk and incense in the base. Please disregard the patchouli and incense in the base because I don't smell it. I don't know, this is not incensey vibe. This smells to me like an aftershave lotion that, you know, when you splash it, or when you see the ads on TV when they splash it on themselves and they show waves and stuff. Kind of reminds me of that. This is the exact opposite of the Eau De Soleil because that was warm. This is like a cold perfume. That reminded me of an island. This reminds me of Scandinavia. So the opening is a little sharp. Sharp, when I say it's not like hurting you or nose or something, it's like a cold sharpness of that combination of artemisia with the citruses. The citruses over here are fresh citruses like lime. It's not dense or thick or too sweet. So it's very light and very sharp, like greenish citrus. Then of course in the middle you have mint, which is adding the cold to the perfume. It almost smells icy, which is why I guess they named it snow. And then you have marine notes. So of course it's smelling very like marine, cold, glacial. Like, you know how glacial water, how you would imagine it would smell like, but it doesn't have a smell because it's water. But you would think it would smell like this, especially in the ads and stuff. And it does not smell like Joe Malone, sea sage and sea salt and sage. Sea salt and sage, it doesn't smell like that at all. It doesn't have that. Sea sage and salt, sea salt and sage had a spa vibe. This one does not have a spa vibe. It literally smells like snow. Like if snow had a smell, it would smell like this. Or glaciers, if they had like a scent, it would be like this. This is as icy blue as it comes. You know the base notes of patchouli, musk and incense. This is the part it doesn't make sense. To me, it smells like ambroxan, moss and vetiver. I'll give this though an 8 out of 10. You know why? Because it's not something which is like exceptionally unique or revolutionary. It's just a very nice perfume. I wish I could spray this inside the AC unit somehow, and then when the AC is switched on, it should dispense this perfume. This is unisex but leans masculine. No Middle Eastern vibe, daytime, spring, summer for sure. I can see people wearing this in the cold as well, but why would you want to wear cold perfume in the cold? Like I would want to wear more dense perfumes in the cold. Anyhow, you can still wear it if you like, but this is a very daytime perfume for sure. The projection is like 1 to 2 feet. Longevity, I would say, is like 6 to 7 hours. Because I took Moana for the other one, I was like, okay, it has to be somebody who's like very cool, has like this vibe about him, but also a little old school. So I thought of Viggo Mortensen. Yes, our Aragon, our dear Aragon, but not as Aragon, as like the human being, which is Viggo Mortensen. The color perception, of course, ice blue, like I said before, not this color. Actually, this color is kind of ice blue, isn't it? And the temperature is cold, not cool, cold. And the presence is mild. Now I have 3 new perfumes from Paris Corner. So these are the 3 Reham. Which one should I start with? Okay, let me show you one and then I can take out the bottle. That's how the box opens. The bottle is so strange, but you know what? Oddly enough, I like it. So these are the 3 bottles. Super cute. I like them all. So I'm going to probably start in reverse order where I'll choose the one which is my least favorite from the lot. They all are nice, but least favorite from the lot, and it's a little masculine, which is why I'll review this one first. It's called Reham Wild Mineral. I'm just like Reham and then I'm like quiet. These retail for around $35. Wow, it's nice. It's nice. See, this is the thing that comparatively this is my least favorite, but it's quite nice. This is a woody floral. It's not listed on Fragrantica, so I can't tell you what it smells like. I'll just tell you what I imagine it to be like. The top notes are pink pepper, peach and kiwi. I don't smell the pink pepper in the opening, but I can smell the peach and kiwi for sure. Less kiwi, more of the peach. It's sweet in the opening. Middle notes of lotus, marine notes and sandalwood. Lotus, so obviously it's like a little powdery, velvety, a little thick, and then you have your marine notes along with your sandalwood, so it does get a little creamy as well, but it maintains the marine quality, so it's like watery. And in the base you have ambergris, sugar notes and oak moss. So marine notes, ambergris and oak moss, they all kind of smell like the seaside with rocks and everything in a colder country. That's the vibe you will get, and it definitely has that vibe in the background, but it's not overly marine. It has that balance between the fruits, the florals and those marine notes, yeah. But just keep in mind that the ambergris, the marine notes and the oak moss is going to smell like the seaside. It's a very likable perfume, but I imagine a very friendly, a little bit, not very friendly, a nice guy who's a little shy wearing a perfume like this, the male version of a wallflower. It's not obnoxious at all. It doesn't even have like a smidge of like obnoxiousness. It's very pleasant, very likable. Initially that peach note that I'm telling you that dominates the perfume. It's a pulpy peach with sugar. It's like sugary pulpy peach or a peach pulp that's very, very sweet, which is why I tell you there's no sharpness at all. It's rounded from the get-go. From the opening you feel like it's a very calm, rounded perfume, which is why it gave me the impression of a nice person who's a shy guy kind of a person. Now in the middle the florals come in, but in a way that you can't really recognize the lotus, but you do feel like it's a floral that you are not familiar with, along with those creamy notes of sandalwood and your marine notes. Now think of the marine notes in the base as opposed to the middle, where the marine note is like a watery note in the middle, but towards the dry down it gets a little bit more like the seaside. You do feel like you're on the beach with the rocks, not sand, and somebody's having a picnic over there and you're like contemplating life or something sitting over. I'm pretty convinced that there's a little bit of vetiver or something, or cedar maybe, like something which is giving it that little light wood quality or pine quality. Now while this perfume is not going to stop people in their tracks, it won't. People probably won't even turn towards you, but you will just smell very pleasant, very friendly and approachable. Now I'm wondering where should I wear this? So this would definitely be spring summer. I would wear it during daytime, and I think I would wear this like again, it's like a very brunch vibe or running like day-to-day errands or something. It's not like a perfume I would wear to go and impress someone, but it's definitely a beautiful summer fragrance. It's unisex. I would say it leans a little feminine. Projection is 1 to 2 feet. Longevity is like 6 to 7 hours. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Initially I gave it a 7, so 8 is a good rating right now. So from the beginning, yes, I sprayed it out a few times, then I tried it, and still it did not reach its full potential. So again, this is a Paris Corner perfume, remember, takes time for it to mature. And the celebrity I thought of was Timothée Chalamet, because I wanted like a feminine masculine. The color perception is sea foam, similar to the bottle but not really. The temperature is neutral and the presence is mild. Let's move on to the next one. Which one should I do? Actually, it doesn't matter which one I do next. Let's go for the pink one. So this one is called Reham Rose Petals. And this, I remember when I smelled this, I was like, this smells like it would be a Chloe perfume. Now, I don't know what it smells like, huh, guys? I'm not very fond of Chloe perfumes, just to let you know. Love Story was the only one by Chloe that I actually wore and I liked. All the other Chloes, I've tried it and never purchased it. This is definitely a very floral musk. Again, retails for $35 for 100 ml. The top notes are raspberry, lychee and bergamot. Middle notes of cashmere, rose and aqueous notes. And the base notes of musk, sweet notes, sandalwood and ambery notes. So it opens with like a very, very vibrant raspberry lychee combination and just like a little dash of bergamot. The bergamot is not prominent at all. It's more the lychee and the raspberry. Once the opening of the fruit settles down, you get like this mix of florals, which funny enough smells watery, creamy, powdery, everything at the same time. And it does smell a little bit vintage as well. But the color that comes to my mind is a pink rose, not a red rose. You know, the rose doesn't smell like a fresh bouquet of rose or something. It smells like a powdery, like a talcum powder, a rose talcum powder. That's it. It smells like a rose talcum powder and like the vintage ones. Now this is the middle portion, but the rose talcum powder, if you remember, they were not very rosy. They were like artificial rosy and they would have other florals in it. And in this case, I feel there's a little bit of jasmine as well. Now the musk, the sandalwood, the cashmere, all of these things in the base, it's making it a little bit more warm, creamy, very well balanced with that powdery note. So the powdery note doesn't become too sweet and overwhelming. So I like the balance in this perfume. It's quite nice. This is not something I would generally gravitate towards, but I don't know, suddenly I'm liking it. And it's very appropriate for spring, summer as well. It's not going to choke you out. So I don't like rose a lot, but this one I can get with. It's very nice because from the get-go, that lychee rose combination, first of all, I really like it, except for in Delina. But otherwise, like normally the lychee rose combination is really good. And because this is like vintage, slightly powdery and creamy, I can get with this. It almost smells like, you know, I don't know the name of this talcum powder. If you know, let me know. But there was this old school, vintage, actually not even old school, it's my grandmother's time. Vintage combination of talcum powder and lotion, which would come in a set. And I remember it was a very vintage packaging as well. I'll try to see if I can find it like online, what it was called. But it's kind of reminding me of that. Like imagine if you would like wear the lotion and those lotions would not really moisturize, it would just perfume you up. And then you put your talcum powder on top. That's how I'm feeling with this perfume. It's very dainty, I wish this packaging for this bottle was a little vintage, you know. Anyhow, this perfume does have a throwback about it. This is definitely very, very feminine. I would rather wear this in spring, not in summer, or even in fall, but during daytime. There's absolutely no Middle Eastern vibe in this. The projection is like 2 feet. Longevity, I would say, is like 7 to 8 hours. My rating for this is, again, 8 out of 10. I have written 7 over here. See, so all these perfumes, slowly, gradually, they change a little bit. I'm really liking this. This is something I will wear, for sure. Like, so far, everything I've tried, I would wear it, except for the ice one. This is a very masculine fragrance in my opinion. The celebrity I chose for this was Diane Kruger, Helen of Troy. Very like, yeah, like it smells a little natural as well. Like, I don't know, it's like just giving me that vibe of not Cleopatra, sorry, Helen of Troy. The color perception for this is cherry blossom color. Temperature neutral and the presence is moderate. Of course, I saved the best one for the last. So this is Reham Vanilla Mood. I need to remember all these names. You know, there's so many new perfumes in the market that now I've just like, I need to like try and remember the names. So that's the bottle, the same bottle. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it looks like a construction, like an architectural structure and vintage. I feel like all of them slightly lean vintage. And this smells like Vanilla Sex by Tom Ford. $35 and this is amazing. It does remind me a little bit like Seher Latafa, but it is not exactly like that. This is like a much better quality vanilla. Now this I would say is a vanilla bomb, which everybody was calling Seher to be a vanilla bomb. This to me is like a rummy, dark bourbon vanilla, like dark one. And it has like a little bit of animalic quality, like suede-like quality. Top notes are ozone, ginger and ambrette. I can see the ambrette happening over here. I can also smell a little bit like barley kind of note, which is like barely there, but it's there. But ozonic and ginger, I kind of disagree with because this is a very gourmand perfume, animalic gourmand. In the middle, you have myrrh, benzoin, and orris. For sure, these are there. The aromatic quality of myrrh is toned down, almost like, you know, like just above zero, little bit. And in the base, you have musk, vanilla, and leather. It's very velvety, creamy, suede-like, dark, gothic, vanilla. It's a very S&M, like a leatherette S&M queen. I think I've mentioned other perfumes as well with this leatherette S&M queen. Kids, leave the channel. If you're above 21, stay. If you're above 18, stay. Sorry, I'm in old school mode. This, I would say, is a creamier, a little bit more powderier, refined version of Seher Latafa. Take Seher Latafa and put a lot of creaminess in it and a lot of powdery notes as well. And think of those creamy and powdery notes being based with vanilla. So it opens slightly Play-Doh, but it don't get scared of that. It's not a strong Play-Doh note. So I do feel like there's a little bit like a marzipan kind of quality in it, which is not listed over here. But it's definitely there. I don't smell the ginger and the ozonic notes at all. And that gives way very quickly to the middle notes, which is like a creamy vanilla, a very musky ambret, and a very powdery orris. And in the dry down, of course, you have that suede note. It's not leather, it's suede. And it's not very overpowering. Your, let's say, 40% is the suede note and 60% is that creamy vanilla, your musky ambret, and your powdery orris. But, you know, that's just enough to add that animalic touch, but not like be overpowering. Once it reaches the base, this is the part where it turns a little erotic. I don't know, that leather quality mixed with vanilla just gives off a very dark, mysterious, but a very erotic vibe, sensual one. Like wearing this perfume on your skin and then your skin giving heat and this perfume actually evaporating. Provocative. Like, I can't explain. And it's your body chemistry as well, right? Your body chemistry, your own skin scent mixing with this one, I really like. 10 out of 10. Of course, it's a 10 out of 10. This is beautiful. This is something I will vouch for. But mind you, it has loads and loads and loads of vanilla. So it has that, remember my words, creamy vanilla, musky ambret, and powdery orris. And they are there equally, yeah? This is unisex, leaning feminine, fall, winter, evening wear, I would say. No Middle Eastern vibe, projection is like 2 to 3 feet, longevity is good, 7 to 8 hours, rating 10 out of 10. Celebrity, I don't want to think of anybody else but Megan Fox. I was like, this is downright her. The color perception, as much as I would love to give it this color, let me try and think of an appropriate color. It will be a shade of this. Like even the vanilla sex bottle, the Tom Ford, you know how that color is? It's very that color. It's very skin but vanilla. The temperature is warm and the presence is moderate. Please don't wear this in spring, summer. It's gonna claw you. Unless you're at home, I mean before going to bed and stuff, yes you can, you know. So these were very odd and strange perfumes. So all these new releases, I think the last 2 videos I've done, these are all very unique fragrances, let's just call it, or some unheard of perfumes. That's because either they're brand new or they're from brands that I've never been heard of. I'm gonna do some more Dumont fragrances as well, but this is from their old collection, which was the Barouche collection. I don't have the Nitro, and thank God I don't, because those are very, very masculine fragrance. And although I have men on my channel, I prefer doing feminine perfume because I think that's like right up my alley. I can describe them better. Masculine fragrances, I'm getting kind of better at it, but I guess like I'm not so good at, because I can't relate to them, you know. So let me take your leave for today and I'll see you in the next one.